Hello and welcome once again to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham figure from the Beyond Amazing line. But this obviously comes from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie. Now I'm just going to speed this bit up because it's me just opening the packaging and that's not very exciting for anybody. But this is of course the new windowless packaging, and the entire line of Beyond Amazing figures have come in this windowless packaging. So like I've said in previous videos, it's essentially like a big blind bag. Are you getting the figure that you bought? Is the figure that you bought got the right paint apps? Has it got all the right parts, etc, etc? So far I've been very lucky and everything that has been expected in the box has come in the box. So the first bag here contains what looks to be Spider-Ham and the, I can't say unmasked head because it's not an unmasked head, it's the head without a hat. So we haven't got an unmasked version. But then in the film, in the movie Into the Spider-Verse, we didn't see Spider-Man Noir without his mask on. He of course is played by the awesome Nicolas Cage, and it was just a very comedic but yet good portrayal of the character in my opinion. He comes with one single gun, you can see it there, and here is the figure itself. So let's have a quick look, see if there's any paint application errors or not. From first inspections, it looks all to be okay. He's cool. He's one of my favourite characters, I think, from the film, and I do like the Spider-Man Noir character. I enjoyed him into the what was that game called where you played in 4 different realities? I can't remember. If you remember the name of the game, put it down in the comments. But yeah, in the comic books, he's very cool. So I was really pleased that they were going to do this version of Spider-Man Noir, and they've given him a new coat. This is a new trench coat that we've not seen on figures before. The actual trench coat, the details are really nice, but it's in this kind of blown open pose, so it's not very good for vanilla poses. Here's the head without the hat on. It just looks a bit random. I don't like it as much, so that will probably just sit in the drawer, and I'll just leave this version with the hat on my shelf. You know, they could have got around this by just making the hat removable and then maybe giving us a second gun, but hey, I don't know. Now, both hands have got trigger fingers, and we've only got one gun, and we don't have any alternate hands. So I suppose one of my hands is going to have him just tipping his hat like so, and then his gun can go in his right hand. The actual articulation is really cool. It's got all the standard points of articulation, and it is a pinless figure, so it looks really nice. And the paintwork is really cool on it. I should say that the web lines on his mask are raised as well, which is really nice. Yeah, he's just a cool figure. He's a cool character in the film, and I'm glad that they finally gave us a figure of him. So we've now got Peter B. Parker, we've got Miles Morales, we've got Gwen Stacy, we've got Spider-Ham, and now we've got Spider-Man Noir as well. So we've got the kind of whole lineup. Although this Spider-Ham does look very familiar. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But yeah, he's a cool character. Let's bring in some of the other figures from that line, because they released kind of a half wave beforehand, which included these 3 and Prowler. And Spider-Ham, as I said, looked a bit familiar because with Gwen Stacy, you got this Spider-Ham. So essentially it's exactly the same figure, or accessory should we say, because there's no articulation in it. You can move the head around, but that's about it. I've got a bit of paint on the back of my original one, and the new version's kind of glossy and shiny, and I don't like it as much. I think the original one that came with Gwen Stacy is a much better version. So if you've collected all of the figures from this movie, you're now stuck with 2 identical Spider-Hams. So I suppose I'm going to put him in my fodder box or give him to one of my kids or something, but it's useless. So essentially I've just purchased the Spider-Man Noir because I already have that Spider-Ham. But he looks really cool. He fits in scale with the other figures, and it kind of rounds off that little Spider-Man team from the film. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have him, and having him in some kind of pose like this. The coat looks like it's kind of blowing in the wind, so it kind of works. I'm going to have to dig out the masks for the other characters now and do kind of a group picture. But yeah, he looks the part. Now this of course isn't the first time we've had a Spider-Man Noir. We have had him in as a comic book figure. So let me just grab my version of him and we'll have a look at them side by side. Now I have made some adjustments to my version. I've given him a couple of customized guns that somebody made for me, somebody 3D printed for me, and I gave him the fedora as well, which as well came from the same person. So on my comic book version, the fedora is removable, and you've got both versions of the helmet, the mask. And I'm surprised that they didn't do it with this Into the Spider-Verse version. I do prefer the shooters that my custom one has. I can't say custom, but I like the custom 3D printed guns. They kind of fit very well with the character, and I think they look really cool on this version as well. If I just swap them around, they definitely look the part. So I'm really disappointed that Hasbro didn't provide us with two guns for Spider-Man Noir. He's got a really cool pouch on his right leg, like a sheath for a sheath. Is that the right word? I don't know. No, what's it called? A holster. He's got a holster on his right leg. But personal opinion, get rid of Spider-Ham and get rid of the second head and give us a few more hands and another gun. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you soon.